Oh, yes, how long can I stretch this series for? In Windows 2000 now. So I got a couple of final things before I actually, because the plan is to migrate this to the different server versions. I think I got one more video to do, maybe two, and then I'll migrate to 2003, server 2003, and then I'll make the jump to 2008, and then I'll do 2012, 2016, and 2019. I think the new server versions. But what are we going to be covering today? Well, it's actually going to be an extension of the deployment. I forgot how loud that was going to be. Okay. So, you'll notice there's a new program on here called nLite. Okay, so nLite is not a Microsoft product, it's a third-party product. I wanted to keep this series to be all first-party stuff, but I've used nLite for so long, it feels like it should be a Microsoft product. I'll tell you about that later, but I'll tell you what I want to do first. So, remote installation service is great to install a fresh Windows operating system. Doing in-place upgrading or even patching in this version of Windows is not possible. That became possible with Server 2003 and WSS and Windows deployment services. But because we're not using that, I'm going to show you how to do something similar to Okay, so I am going to be slipstreaming updates into the Windows installation disk. Because if you remember, when I installed Windows via remote installation services and over my network, it had no service pack, so I had to update the service pack. So what this is going to do is allow me to slipstream the updates in, and this is where this nLite comes in, because you can do that automatically. Let's start this in a new folder. New folder, check it in there, go. Yeah, so this is where nLite comes in, but I'm going to show you the manual way of doing it if you don't want to use the program, because there's a few other things which makes it great and amazing, but it's always, for me, it's always helpful to know what it does. And the trick is actually the executables that you run. So for Service Pack 4, you run it, but it has a switch, which allows you to integrate the file into a path. And that's why I need to copy the installation files to a folder so I can read them, so I can write to them, and then I can make the changes, and then I can burn it back into a CD and it'll become a fresh ISO. So that's the first thing that I need to do. That's not going to take too long to copy, but once it's done, I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so that's now copied Windows 2000 Professional to a folder on my drive. So now I need to find the Windows 2000 updates. Right, so this file structure is again another third-party program called Windows Offline Updater. It's a fantastic program that allows you to install the updates, have certain restarts in it, install certain programs. I will cover that later, but for the purposes of this, I'm using this to download the files that I need. And I know that this is Service Pack 4. So let's just grab that and stick it there. Let's see what happens if I go into command line, go into D drive, then do I am going to complete. Okay, add to sp4 dot it's not even .en, .en.exe. But this is a switch, so I'm going to do /question mark because I don't know what switches are available to me. Pack 4 setup. What's it doing? Update, unattended mode, force all programs to close, do not backup files, do not override OEM, do not restart, quiet mode, install list hotfixes, S, integrate service pack into files, backup files. Okay, so this is the integration. This is the slipstreaming. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run that again with an S, and then that would be directory. Wait, is that right? Or does it just not become that? win2k os dot, I think that. Yeah, that's right, I think. Another installation is already in progress because this is open. Okay. I think it's that because it's extracting it to an i386 folder. Let's try that again. Just copied it to a temporary folder. Service pack update. Oh no, I am doing it correctly. Okay. Verify the copies from the files necessary. Please check that no network or copy errors during the integration process. Format is destination correct. The files must be integrated, must reside into a 386 folder overnight. Hang on. If you typed update /c/cd share, the files must be in the. Okay, so I have to do this, do I? i386. I think that's gonna work. There you go. Right. Please check that no copy errors occurred during the time. Format of the destination is correct. Alright. So let's do this then. Let's do that. Do that. That's a different error, isn't it? Is that an i386 folder? Yes. Setup. So this is where nLite actually does it all for you. The format of the destination directory is correct, yes. The files need to be integrated. Let's have a look. If that is update /s cd share, okay, so it's telling me I need to do this. Didn't think that worked. Why is that not working then? That should be working. That's going to be a technical failure. Alright, well I got the command for XP, so let's put the XP in. So this is my XP disk. This has already been updated to Service Pack 3, but I can easily overwrite the files, and it's not going to be an issue for me. So if I go to XP, do this. Which is going to be the same process, which is going to be service storage. Where's my XP updates? XP updates, XP ENU. Where is Service Pack 3? It's going to be the biggest file, which is that. Cool. And let's put that into there. So that's win2k XP. That's going to be 2k SP4. Yes. Do you watch? Yes. That's going to be XP3. Yes. Why is it thinking of the file to read only? Wait, is that my problem? Let's have a look. No, they're not read only. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's go into the what's the command for this? It's going to be .exe /intergrate, and it's going to be exp. That should be it. Let's have a look. No, it's not, because I've spelled it wrong. Like that. Did that work? Don't know. Like that. I put it in correctly. So that's interesting. That's not giving you anything saying that it's done, saying that it's completed. But if we have a check of this, has this been updated? These have been updated. These are just my copied, copy folders. These are 2006. Maybe, I don't know. That's somewhat annoying because it doesn't tell you that it's integrated. But the idea, but the general idea is you can use that command, the S command into 2000 updates, or the integrate command under the XP updates to integrate updates into an installation disk, which is great, especially for Windows 2000, because remote installation services does not allow in-place upgrading and installing of updates. You can use group policy to do it, but it just gets a bit messy, and it's just easier to remaster the installation disk and then just reformat, because all your data should be saved on a network. Your apps should be installed via group policy anyway. But right at the beginning of this video, I showed you a program that I had copied, or I had installed, called nLite. So nLite is a reauthoring program, and it allows you to do what I'm doing, but automatically. Let's load that and see what happens. So it supports Windows 2000 with Professional Server and Advanced Server, Windows XP, which is the Professional Home Media Center N60 and x64 Professional, and it also supports Server 2003 and the different versions, and it does the later version 2003, which is R2. The reason why it does all these, which is actually coincidentally the same OSs that remote installation services support, is because they follow a similar folder structure, and they have the i386 or the i64, or the i64 folder. But anyway, let's have a look. Let's go into here. Let's go into server storage. Let's go into, where is server 2K? There it is. So this server 2000 is already service pack 4, but I should be able to just override it. It shouldn't matter. So if I go next, ignore that because I've already tested this out before. So yeah, I can integrate a service pack directly from here, and then I can create a bootable ISO, or you can just ignore that completely, make a bootable ISO. So if you had updates in a folder, which I do, I'll show you how that works. But anyway, let's do service pack, and let's do bootable ISO. So I need to select the service pack for integration. So that is my computer systems, server storage, 2K SP4, and now it's extracting it. So that's why I was supposed to see when. So that's why I was supposed to see when it should have worked, but I didn't. So this is why I'm using the program. Integrating installers set up successfully. Cool. So now that is definitely got service pack 4 on it. Let's go next. So this is where I can create the image. Was it create image, erase, direct burn? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So if you want to include additional files into your CD/DVD, copy them to the working directory before starting, or just click next if you want to make the ISO. So what it's basically saying, if I got things in your like programs I want to install on every installation, if you're doing the old manual way, this is why you would do it. But I'm going to go one better. I'm actually going to copy the updates that I already have downloaded. Wait, is it Windows Updates 2000? So I'm going to copy these to that folder, and if I was installing this fresh on a PC, I would install the OS and then run the updates before I ever connect it to the network. Like it gives you a choice. So yeah, here's the 2000 update, and yeah, this is the WSUS offline update, or the Windows Server Update Services offline updated. They give it its full name. And in its simplest form, it looks at a list of updates that your PC doesn't have and installs them. And it's got some other features, so you can shut down the PC, you can reboot, and because this supports the later operating systems, you can install Security Essentials, .NET Framework, you can update terminal services, you can update Internet Explorer, Media Player, put in PowerShell. It also updates Office as well, so it's a very versatile program and it's brilliant. But in this instance, it's great to copy to your source because you can just update this if a new set of updates get released, and then just keep installing it. And if you're running virtual machines, it's even better because you just make the ISO. So let's have a look. Explore next. Make make ISO. Let's call that nLite. Let's put that on the desktop. nLite 2K, 2K. Let's see how long that takes. Wow, that's copying pretty quickly. Okay, so as you can see, it's created it. It's over a gigabyte. It's like 1.2 gig. So in the time of CDs, it's no good. But you can stick it on a DVD, which is quite cool. Yeah, that's pretty much how you do that, and that's going to be the same process for XP as well, and even 2003. But I'll show you the XP one. So that's done like that. So if I click cancel, do you sure you want to quit? Yes. Let's go back into nLite. Next. Don't worry about that. Let's click into Service Storage, XP. So, it's already Service Pack 3, but I'm going to ensure that it's going to be updated. It's under the preset. I press the wrong button. Put the Service Pack, put the bootable ISO in. There's a bunch of other things. I could do an entire video period on nLite. You can integrate other hotfixes as well, because XP is a bit of a pain in the ass because it's got like 250 extra updates after the Service Pack. Because what I think Service Pack 3 got released in 2008 and it stopped support back in 2014. So yeah, it had another 8 years of updates. You could purely integrate drivers as well, which is good. It is really useful, especially when you're doing things through network installs, because the XP setup sometimes didn't have the drivers needed to run the network card straight out of the box. So you can integrate them there. You can disable components, you can make unattended, so the questions that it was asking you, what's your project key, where you live, and that sort of stuff, you can fill that out completely, and there's a bunch of other things as well. Yeah, so that's asking that. So it's the same process, you just feed it now the XP Service Pack 3 disk. Integrated install is completed successfully, so Service Pack 3 is now integrated, which is good fun. That should finalize that. Yes, click next. Create image. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy the XP updates, which is that. Stick it in there. So the XP updates are, as I said, a lot more as well. So it was kind of taken away from what Microsoft really should have done, but there was just like, sorry, I take that back. nLite and WSUS offline updater are brilliant programs to use, and I've used them for years, and there's no problem using them as well. They are not programs that try to reinvent the wheel. In fact, they are actually using built-in commands within the Windows program. So essentially, they are an interface for what you would normally do with a command line. There's a small caveat, or two actually. When you use the offline updater tool to update Windows 2000, it doesn't install Service Pack. It doesn't install Service Pack. It doesn't install .NET Framework 2, and that's what nLite requires. So you have to manually install it. And so that's only a minor inconvenience, but it does ask you if you are connected to the internet or you wish to download. The other inconvenience is that, or the other caveat is, nLite was released in 2006. And 2006 is the same year that Windows Vista was released. And I guess 2006 was the same year that Windows Vista was released, and it itself brought a new way to update files. Instead of using the intergrate method, you would end up using DCIM, and what was the other one? There was another tool as well, ImageX. Yes, so it was a different way, but integrating through slipstreaming like this actually pretty much stayed until XP died. But it's really useful to know as well. It makes things a lot easier. It certainly did for me, because I spent a lot of time updating XP machines, and I was downloading the updates all the time. These were all proper activated PCs, but I wouldn't send them out without them being updated. So by doing something like this, I only had to do it once, and then everything else was on the level playing field. So, oh my god, yeah. So the XP installation disk with the updates are almost 4 gig. God. So yeah, that was fit on a DVD, but then I think it's 4.5 was a DVD size, or was it 3.7? I can't remember. But it's reaching that limit. You would end up trying to put XP either through a network or Blu-ray drives, or you did have trouble with the USB sticks, which I might cover, but I don't. Anyway, I would say that's pretty much. This video is pretty much done because there's not much in the way of deployment that I can really talk about. Anyway, I think that's it for Server 2000, which is a shame because I've actually enjoyed going back to this particular version. The next one is going to be Server 2003 and making that my deployment server. So I'll take a role from this. I'll still keep 2000 as my domain controller, but I'll have a 2003 server with Windows deployment services running and possibly MDT if I can get that working. And there'll be a bunch of videos on how to set those up. So anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it because I've really enjoyed making this one. So thanks very much, and see you again.